I'm Captain Jack Tashner of the Appleton Police Department. I am just here to speak to you today briefly about the incident that occurred at 6th and State. Details of that incident: at 11:50 this morning, we received a call of a potentially homicidal and suicidal male. That vehicle that he was operating was located at 6th and State. As officers made contact with him, he then barricaded himself in his vehicle, which resulted in a deployment of a SWAT team and negotiators. Happy to say that they were able to negotiate him out of the vehicle, and there was a peaceful resolution to this. From here forward, this is an ongoing investigation, but obviously the key to this is the opportunity to get him some help for his mental health. So that happened at 1:15 p.m. is when he did surrender.
When you say homicidal, and he was homicidal and suicidal, so he was having feelings of wanting to hurt somebody and also hurt himself.
Yeah, that's the way that it came out over dispatch. What those specific details are, I don't have those. This is obviously a very busy weekend here in the city of Appleton. I was not on that, but I'm now here to answer that. But yeah, that's how it was dispatched out to officers.
Was there any shots fired at any time?
No, there was no shots fired. As a matter of fact, it was a peaceful resolution. There was no force. They were able to negotiate him out of the vehicle and safely take him into custody.
Was he?
That I don't have that detail.
Were there any other people in the vehicle?
No, there was no one else in the vehicle. He was by himself.
Is he from Appleton or from out of the area, or?
I don't have his name or identity. At this point, what I have are the cursory details of kind of what went on, but I'm not sure if he's from Appleton or from a surrounding Fox Valley city.
And with, kind of, you mentioned it's a busy weekend here with license to cruise and road closures. How difficult was that to kind of pivot those road closures, but also the one that you guys had to close?
You know, it adds a lot to the city of Appleton. Anytime we have a call like this, that adds a lot. Now you add in the festivities of the weekend and the amount of roads that we were shutting down because College Ave being the main thoroughfare is shut down. But the city of Appleton is unique, and we have a great citizen base that always supports what we do. And so when we have to take people off alternative routes, they do that, and it's usually a non-issue. So we try to get information out as early as possible through social media and then opportunities like this. But as this comes to a resolution and they take care of that scene, that'll open some of those roads back up. But we are wildly supported, and so it's nice when we can do this, have a peaceful resolution, and then get on with the weekend's festivities.
Was there like a shelter in place where people asked to stay in the house or stay out of the area?
Not that I'm aware of, but that may have been something. Unfortunately, I was not on that scene. Right now, my focus is there, so I was not in on that radio traffic, so I don't know.
What about schools? Any like soft lockdowns or anything like that for?
If there would have been any school in the area, we would for sure. That's a standard practice with the city of Appleton, with our PD. Anytime we get anything remotely close to one of the schools, we always make contact. We have a great SRO program that already has a great connection with ASD. We do reach out to the private schools on top of that and have a great connection there, so we're able to work through those things.
Seems like there's been a lot of different happenings in Appleton as of late. I mean, how do you guys work together to keep the city safe and continue to be transparent with community members?
So everything we do is based off our training. And because we have such a great training cadre here that takes a great deal of pride in what we do, we feel a great way of learning how to mitigate situations like this is through scenario-based training. And so whether it's our SWAT team, whether it's all of patrol, we're coming into what we call our unified tactics time, where we work on, not just the tenets of CIT and de-escalation, but how those use of forces would look if we would need to use that. And, our first step is always to go through the CIT and see what we can do to de-escalate.
And I know that this gentleman is going to be sent to some kind of a mental health facility, but will there be any kind of charges, or will that be not something that happens?
Because it's such a fresh investigation, I don't know. Would there be any criminal charges? For sure, we want to assess him for mental health and get him help in that area first and foremost. But as far as where that'll go, the investigation will bring that forward.
5 or 10 years ago, you guys might have just gone in and taken him. But since I know you've instituted all this mental health training and how to deal with people, did you have one of those trained officers on scene advising you or helping?
So I would, and I don't have the exact number, but a vast majority of our department is trained in either CIT or CIP. That's been like that since I've been in this this organization, and that's something we pride ourselves on. So whether it's one, most likely there was multiple officers that have been trained in that area. Our goal is to get to that 100% training level where every officer that walks through this door and is out on patrol is trained in CIP or CIT, either, and be able to use those things on these types of calls. So the efforts are there, we're getting there, but that is definitely the end goal of the chief. That is a big vision of hers, is to have everyone trained in that area.
Does this person have a history that you know of with Appleton PD?
I have no idea. Honestly, I really don't know the name or identity at all.
Will you guys be releasing a press release with that information?
Based on the circumstances of this, I would be shocked if we would want to release someone that was dealing in a crisis situation and want to give out their information. We may have follow-up. That is not my decision to make, and that'll be something that the command team will talk about. But even if we did, I would highly doubt we're going to release any information on an individual in crisis.
I got here late. If you could just kind of talk about what happened again, I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
I'm totally kidding, yes. So, no, so basically at 11:50 this morning, we received a call for service, welfare check regarding a male subject that was homicidal and suicidal ideation. The vehicle he was operating was located at 6th and State. And from there, officers took all precautions for safety and then were able to successfully negotiate him out of the vehicle and take him into custody without any use of force. From there, we're releasing the scene, trying to get him into a situation where he can have his mental health evaluated and go forth from there. I don't have a ton of information as far as what the scope of the investigation is. I know the question came earlier about criminal charges or not. I am not aware of that at this time, but the investigation is still ongoing. Number one is getting him in custody safely, and the surrounding area to be safe. Make sure that no officers and that he wasn't hurt, and then move forward from there. That's fine.
How long did the whole thing kind of take here?
I think this actually was roughly about an hour and a half, based on the time of call, and then it looks like, so 11:50 was the time that the dispatch went out, 1:15 is when he was taken into custody, so, hour and 25 minutes.
Is this something you guys prepare for, the unexpected?
Yes, our SWAT team trains in multiple different facets. And our patrol units, when they train, we train in multiple different areas. Vehicles are a very unique scenario to train with because there's so many variables to it. So yes, this is something we train for, but no two incidents are alike. You can train to the idea of what it looks like, but until you actually have a practical application, it's going to be very unique.
How do you kind of operate when you have something kind of like Oktoberfest? There's a lot, there's mass amount of people setting up. How do you make sure that none of that kind of spills over there? And
That is always the million-dollar question. What is the best way to do that? I know there was a funeral, there was a school, and we're setting up for College Ave for License to Cruise and Oktoberfest. Ideally, we impeded the lives of very few people in taking this male safely into custody. There will be a debrief. We'll figure out where we did well and what we didn't do well, and we'll make adjustments from there. But in the moment, when you have probably 3/4 of our department working either patrol or the special event, it allows for a fast response. Where if it was a normal patrol day, it might take time to get SWAT guys in or the MRAP down or whatever else that we have to do to take him into custody safely. So it was a unique set of circumstances, and we're dealing with so much on College Ave that it worked out, and hopefully we impeded the lives of very few in the short amount of time we were out there.
And he's currently in custody, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then is there going to be I think somebody mentioned it, is there going to be a press release that comes out?
And I don't have that answer. I would assume there'll be some sort of follow-up. There won't be any disclosure of information as far as his identity, is he a citizen of Appleton, anything like that. We want to give, the opportunity for him to get the help that he needs before we worry about identifying somebody like that. But as far as what follow-up there, I'm not sure at this time.
Did he have any connection with that area where you found the car?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you for sure. Like I said, I don't even know if he's from the city or if he's from somewhere in the surrounding Fox cities.